the the topics I posted here, Lorena, for today, they are a review of units 1, 2, and 3. Okay, because these are the units that will be focused on our first test that we call stop and check. Okay, so stop and check
Okay.
one is units 1, 2, and 3. And then here we have some of the topics, okay, that will be in our test. And to begin, I'd like to start just showing a video, a short video about something that we always do, especially now at this time. uh, and when the weather is a little different, like it is today. So we all feel like this somehow, okay? So this is a
Okay,
very
teacher.
nice channel. I like it a lot. I think it's a great channel. I would like to share with you. The name of the channel is Fight Mediocrity. Big ideas for a
Wow.
better life. Yeah, that's really good. And
I
here they will
like it.
say, yeah, they will talk about two things you need to understand to stop being lazy. Because we all are somehow, right? I'm lazy too. And sometimes I'm tired. I don't want to do things. I want
Yeah.
to sleep, isn't it? So let's see
Yeah,
what they have
teacher.
to say. Yeah, that's really true. So let's see what they have to say. Let's.
In the 70s, there was an experiment where they took a look at students, and the assumption was that there would be a positive correlation between the students turning in their assignments on time and wearing clean socks. But the results were absolutely the opposite. Indeed, the psychologist jokingly said, apparently the students could either get their homework done or change their socks every day, but not both. There was another experiment that took place in Baumeister's lab, where hungry students walked in and some of them were allowed to eat freshly baked cookies, but others were only given radishes. And of course, these students had to exercise a lot of self-control not to eat the cookies, especially as the researchers left the lab and observed the participants through a hidden window. So after successfully torturing them, the researchers brought in these two sets of students and gave them an impossible puzzle to solve. And the results were quite fascinating. The group who'd been allowed to eat the cookies, along with a control group of hungry students who weren't given any kind of food, went on to work on the puzzle for 20 minutes. While the group who'd been assigned to eat the radishes and had already exercised their willpower earlier went on to work on the puzzles for only 8 minutes. And these sorts of experiments have been replicated over and over again. Turns out, if you walk into a mall and give people simple math problems to solve, the ones who've been shopping for much longer will give up on the problems much faster. So you might be sitting there thinking, okay, cool, these experiments are fascinating, or maybe you're bored out of your mind, but understanding the implications of these experiments can make you a lot more productive and completely change how you plan out your day, just like it did for me. So what are the implications? Well, one, you have to understand that you have a finite amount of willpower and it gets depleted as you use it. And two, you use the same stock of willpower for all tasks. A lot of people say things like, well, I have enough willpower to do my work, but I never have enough willpower for exercising when I come home. Well, it's not that you have a different stock of willpower for work and exercising, it's more likely that you've completely depleted your willpower at work and now you don't have enough to go exercise. It's the same thing if we look back at the sock experiment. If you go to the laundry room for 2 hours and do your laundry, it's a lot harder for you to now get working on your assignment as opposed to a student who went straight to the homework. It's the same thing if you wake up on a Saturday and instead of doing your creative work first, you go grocery shopping. You have to make a decision for every little thing you buy, and you're probably familiar with the exhaustion that comes from shopping for a long time. Another person will wake up and start doing the creative work first, and he's going to get a lot more accomplished. So it's extremely important to understand how willpower works. The people who understand this are much more effective in life than the ones who don't. The author Neil Strauss, for example, has his meals automatically delivered to him. Now, a person who doesn't understand how willpower works might say, well, what a waste of money. You know what? That's stupid. I'm gonna cook my own meals. and save the $10 or whatever it is, except he'll deplete his willpower and won't be able to dedicate his time to writing as much. So in turn, he'll lose out on mastering writing, and even if you were to look at it purely financially, lose thousands and thousands of dollars in the end. So my hope with creating this video is that next time you wake up and your intentions for that day are to get things done, you won't start your day off with opening up Facebook the first thing in the morning and wasting willpower on whether you want to click on Britney's pictures first or the blog that's going to lie to you. You won't open up your email first thing in the morning and reply to every little thing before you make time for your creative work. You won't wake up and spend 30 minutes thinking about what you want to have for breakfast that day. In fact, you'll automate as much as you can, even if it has to be food being delivered to you like Neil Strauss, so you can focus on what is actually important. Because you realize that every unimportant thing you do depletes your willpower that you could have dedicated to the one important thing you most want in your life. Again, most people do not understand how willpower works, are completely wasteful with it, and are always unable to get things done. You have that understanding. Now, all you need to do is take a look at your day and see if you're honoring the science of willpower. Are you starting your day off by wasting time and willpower deciding what you're going to eat every morning? Well, maybe it's time you go back to the board and do some planning. Are you saving your creative work for some time later in the day? Well, maybe it's time that you realize that it has to come first. Are you focusing on accomplishing 20 different things? Well, maybe it's time that you realize that that's realistically never going to happen, and it's time to pick the one important thing and do it well.
Yes, guys, that's really interesting. Could you hear the audio okay? Could you get a good audio from there? I don't know.
Yes, teacher.
Yes. So what did you think of the video, Lorena?
I agree because I uh, I always do a list of things uh, that I need to do uh, one day before the
Mhm.
day that I need to do.
Uh-huh.
So I need this organization. I
Yes,
don't know.
that's true. Hey, Kaina, good evening. Good to see you.
Hi, Kana.
Hi, good evening.
Yay.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, so nice to see you. So, could you watch the video when you got in? Yes?
Yes, I watched a little part of the
Uh-huh.
video. I think it was almost in the end, but I think I could get the idea of the video. It was talking about I think habits or things that you need to do without procrastinating.
Yeah, procrastinating. Yeah. Yeah, because mainly the video talks about stop wasting your willpower on things that are not really necessary. By doing this, you can plan your days better and get the most important things done. Because sometimes we just, oh, tomorrow, or we spend a lot of time doing unnecessary things because we get distracted easily, right? Like he mentioned in the beginning, he said when you wake up in the morning and you start checking your Facebook or your email, you spend a long time there. And then this is only an example, of course, right? But we tend to do other things instead of doing the real important thing we should do. And how can we manage this? How can we tackle this situation? The best thing to do is to really plan your week, so you can see exactly, for example, how long you should spend on each of your tasks. And the most important things will not get ignored or procrastinated, postponed, whatever. So that's a nice way to start working with our brain. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we need some training, right? And I'm learning a lot. Yeah, that's true. If we just go on with life, doing things whenever, whenever will not take you anywhere, right? So we really need to be disciplined. And that stands also for learning a different language, getting better career prospects, working on actually building your future, right? So that was just a starter, just to warm us up, right? But I can share this link with you later on if you wish, okay? So guys, as I
Okay,
said
teacher,
before,
thank you.
oh, you're welcome. So as I said before, today we are going to review units 1, 2, and 3 for stop and check. All right, and to help us see the topics we need to study, let me open up this file just to show you the main topics. All right, here they are. Okay, so different from the previous book, the stop and check from B2 or Headway 4 only involves units 1, 2, and 3, okay? Not units 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? And I think it's better in a way because we don't have so many things to study. But on the other hand, the topics that will be in the test are a little bit extensive, and it's nice to do the review so we can feel more confident with the topics. So the first one is, as usual, a general review. And the focus of this general review on verb tenses is on page 4. Okay. The next topic, active and passive voice. Okay. And these two topics are okay, no problem. Don't worry. That's okay. So the pages where you can find examples on this topic are pages 4 and 12, especially the text that talks about Lonely Planet, okay, the tourist guide. Number 3, topic 3, simple versus continuous tenses, right? We will see the difference here. The next one, sorry, narrative tenses, and next phrasal verbs. And I put the pages here so you know where to go to study, right? Straight to the point. So you don't have to waste your willpower studying something that is not necessary at this point. Okay. All right. So I'm helping you. Okay. Let's see the next one. Yeah. We need to save time. So the phrasal verbs that will be in your test are these ones here, okay? Do without something, make up for something, can do with something, make up or make of somebody, sorry, do away with something, do something over, make off with something, and make something up. We will see these phrasal verbs later today. The next topic, the difference between do and make. A very common mistake that we usually make is when we mix them up, right? So we will see when to use them. The topic is on page 16. And finally, compound words, okay? That's on page 8. So 7 basic topics for us to have fun, okay? And to start, let's see topic number 1, verb tenses, general review. Let's take a look there. Let me open up here. Okay, I have a file here. Let me share the screen. Can you see? Yes. I got
Yes,
this,
teacher.
yeah, I got this summary because I thought it was easier than just going to the book and getting the exercise there. But The page for you to refer to is there, okay? If you don't have the book, just let me know because I can send you a copy of the points, okay? Not a copy of the book, but a copy of the grammar points. So let me make it a little bigger. All right. So here we have the tenses and we have active and passive voices. So example of a sentence in the present simple, right? So here we have reporters write news reports. Normal, right? It's usually a fact, or I use the simple present to talk about things that are definite, things that are always true. In the passive voice, we need to use the verb to be. So, news reports are written by reporters. I just need to conjugate the verb to be in the passive voice, okay? Here it's present, so verb to be in the present. Now, present continuous. We have to use the verb to be in all present continuous forms and also all tenses: present, past continuous, future continuous, present perfect continuous. So you will see that all continuous tenses have the presence of the verb to be. Okay, so here present continuous, verb to be in the present, the main verb in the present participle. Okay, Michael is baking a brownie right now. Okay, and passive, present continuous in the passive, brownie is being baked by Michael at the moment. Okay, so past simple, affirmative, of course. All the examples here are in the affirmative form. The company hired new workers last year. You just have to put the main verb or the verb of the sentence in the simple past. Passive, verb to be in the past. New Yorkers were hired by the company last year. So as you can notice, guys, in the passive voice, no matter the tense, the main verb is always in the past participle. Look, written, baked, hired, helped, discussed, delivered, hired, delivered again, and delivered again. They were not very creative, but that's okay. So just so you know that in the passive voice, the past participle is a must. Okay? The first part of the passive voice we do with the verb to be. Okay? So the verb to be is the guy who is always changing. All right? Okay. So past continuous. The salesman was helping the customer when the thief came into the store. So verb to be in the past. Now, the passive voice. Can you read for us, please, Kaina? The past continuous in the passive voice.
Okay. Uh, the customer was being helped by the salesman when the thief came into the store.
All right, thank you. So as you can see here, I just conjugate the verb to be in the past continuous. So here, the verb to be in the past was, but in the continuous form, I have to put the present participle. So was being, okay? And then the main verb in the past participle. Whatever happens here is always followed by a verb in the past participle. So was being helped, was being chosen, was being done, was being discovered. Okay. Present perfect simple. They have already discussed the book. They have already discussed the book. So as we know, in the present perfect, we have to use the auxiliary have or has, depending on the subject. The second part, or the main verb, is in the past participle. Okay, good. Here they are using the word already just to emphasize the fact that the situation has happened, is concluded, so it has already happened. Okay, it's done. So this one here has already been done. Come on, let's move on to the next part. Okay, so they have already discussed the book. Now, in the passive voice, let's see how we can form that using the present perfect. So, Kaina, can you please read that? Or Lorena, whoever is available.
The passive,
Yes, the
the
passive.
phrase in the passive.
Yes, please.
The book has already been discussed.
Great, thank you. So
You're welcome.
as you notice here, we have the auxiliary of the present perfect, and we need to put the verb to be in the present perfect. So that's why here I'm using has been. The subject, of course, is third person singular. So in the present perfect, I need to pay attention. The subject can change the auxiliary verb I will use, so it can be has or have, okay? But anyway, the second part of the present perfect has to be past participle, okay? So the book has been what? Discussed, okay? So past participle forever, okay, the passive voice. There is no discussion about it, okay? Now, past perfect. Ooh, let's see how we can make that. He had delivered the letters. He had delivered the letters. Usually, guys, we don't use the past perfect in sentences like this without another sentence that indicates I have to use the past perfect. So there is usually two or more. Okay, guys. This one here is only isolated to give you an example. But in reality, if you are, for example, doing a task, there is always another sentence showing you that one action happened before another action in the past, right? Here, it's only an example, but there should be more information, okay, guys, to justify the use of the past perfect. But anyway, the form is always in the past perfect. The auxiliary is had for everybody, right? The second part, the verb in the past participle, okay? Now here in the passive voice, remember we have to use the verb to be and the other verb in the past participle. So how do we conjugate the verb to be in the past perfect? Had been. Okay, so the letters had been delivered. This last verb here is always in the past participle. No change, okay? Now, future simple. Let's see the example here. The company will hire new workers. the company will hire new workers. So as we know, in the future simple, we use the auxiliary will, which is a modal verb, okay, by itself. The second part, which is the main verb, is always in the base form or infinitive without to, okay? So the company will hire, the company will do, the company will buy, whatever. Now, let's see the passive voice of the simple future. Which verb do I have to conjugate? The auxiliary, verb to be, or the main verb? The auxiliary. In the passive voice, it's always the verb to be that changes, okay? So, can you read the example, please, Kaina? Because Lorena is having dinner.
Okay. Um, New workers will be hired by the company.
Great, thank you.
You're
So,
welcome.
as you can see here, we have the verb to be in the simple future or future simple, right? Now, infinitive, let's see that. She has to deliver the letters. She has to deliver the letters. So here they're just showing the use of the infinitive after the verb to have, right? When you have to do something. Okay, now let's see the passive voice in the infinitive form. So we just need to follow the same idea and put the verb to be in the infinitive form. So can you read the example, please, Kaina?
Um, the letters have to be delivered.
Great, excellent. So as you can see here, we are using the same verb, have to, in this case, the letters. So it's a plural subject. That's why I don't use has, I use have, okay? And after have, I need to use the infinitive. So have to be, okay? Problem solved. The second part is only past participle. Now, modals in general here, they should put more examples, right? Because we have a lot of modals, but okay, let's see the first one here. She must deliver the letters. She must deliver the letters. The modal verb here is must, as you know, but there are others like may, might, okay, modals for probability, can, could, should, would, right? After these modals, we use the base form of the verb or infinitive without to, okay? With only one exception, two exceptions actually. Have to, I have to use, even though we consider the modal verb have to as a package, right? After that, I use infinitive without to, okay? But there is one exception, is ought to. We ought to do something. So that one, actually these two, they take the particle to after them, right? So have to, ought to. Apart from that, guys, all the other modal verbs will be in the infinitive after them without to, okay? All right, okay, Lorena, thank you. So the letters must be delivered. So here we just have to use the same modal verb, but with the verb to be. So must be. If I wanted to change the modal verb, because here we don't have a context, so let's try to play around with a few other modal verbs. Can be, should be, must be, uh, might be, maybe, okay, and then delivered. All right. Very nice. I think I posted this for you on Google Classroom, but I'll check it out. If not, I will post for you. Okay, no problem. So this was the one here. Yeah, these are the narrative dances. This is for later. Okay, guys, so let's go back to our page on Google Classroom. Okay, yeah, here, this file, not Google Classroom, but this one here. And then here, guys, the second topic, I don't know if you can visualize that. Yes, the blue paper. We have active versus passive voice as introduced or as indicated on pages 4 and 12. So the best thing to do here, I guess, guys, is to put these two together, verb tenses, active and passive, and simple versus continuous in one basket and practice, okay? So let's take a look at some exercises here we could do. This one is interesting, even though there are a lot of exercises, but I guess they are interesting because they give us a very good idea of past simple versus past continuous, past perfect. All these verbs here are in the past, okay, guys? Just so you know. I'm not going to ask you to do this now. I will post this for you to do for homework. Here we have the past tenses, okay, as you can say. So,
Teacher, are
yes,
you
Lorena.
share with us?
Yes, sure. Let me share now here. I'm going to share the can you see that now? Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
This is, yeah, because I'm going to send to our page. Okay, I will post on Google Classroom so you can do this later. This page, this exercise is only on past tenses. Okay, so you can do past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. They give an example here, and on the other side, you have the exercises, okay? So here on the left, you have examples, okay, guys? So just for you to know that you can do that to practice, right? Let me see here, the next one. Let me go back here because I posted a lot of stuff for you guys on our page here, Google Classroom. Look, I posted here verb tenses active versus passive. I also posted this one here, which is a little similar to the first one we saw, okay? It has some simple, continuous, perfect, perfect continuous. This one is a little bit more basic, okay? You have the examples there. Here, another file with some verb tenses, okay? Let me try to make it bigger for you to see. Look, here we have 12 verb tenses. They will show us the simple forms, okay? Simple past, simple present, simple future, simple everything, okay? So present, she eats apple. Simple past, she ate apple. Simple future, she will eat apple. And then so on and so forth. They go on showing you how to construct the verb tenses. They go from simple forms to continuous, progressive, then perfect, okay? And then perfect progressive, which is perfect continuous, all right? So I liked this chart. It's very well laid out and it's easier for you to study, okay? And when they put V1 here, V1 is the first verb or the main verb, okay? V1 always stands for main verb. Especially in a verb tense that has only one or two, and then you have the auxiliary, and then you have V1 as they call it, right? But here in the perfect forms, you will see V3 as the indication of the verb. This here is talking about the third column of the verb list. That's the past participle, okay? So V1, we can understand by the verb in the base form or the verb in the present, okay? We can also alternate. V2 is the verb in the simple past, and V3 is the verb in the past participle. Okay, so you know the meaning of these abbreviations here. Okay, but that's a nice chart. I think it's interesting. So let's go on, guys, to a sample of our tests, just to do the first part, okay, on verbs, past, passive and active. Here we have the original stop and check, test one, master B2. Okay, guys, let me share that with you. I haven't done so. Now I'm doing. Okay, so can you see that? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
So this is the stop and check test one original. Okay, and from here, the questions are taken to make the digital test. So it's nice to know some questions from the original test, so you prepare better for your digital test, okay? This is not the format your test will be, especially because this old format is very long, extensive, and there are too many questions, all right? The original test will be much shorter. I mean, the digital test will be much shorter.
I
Yes,
have a question.
go ahead, kind of.
This is just a test or the real evaluation?
This one that I'm showing,
Yes.
this one that I'm showing is a test. It used to be the test before the pandemic.
This test is just to see how we're doing.
Yes,
Or
this test, as they call it, it's stop and check. Okay, guys, stop and check is a review.
okay.
Okay, so in this material, as you know, B1 plus, B2, we have basically two big tests. One after Unit 6 and another one after Unit 12. There are two big evaluations, okay? So after Unit 6, we have the first progress test, okay? And then we will have vocabulary, grammar, writing, listening, and also the project, which is the speaking part, okay? But that only happens after Unit 6 and then after Unit 12. Here, what we have is a stop and check exercise so you can review a limited number of units. In this case, only 3 units, units 1, 2, and 3, okay? The other stop and check will be after unit 8 or unit 9. I'm not so sure. I need to check it out. Let me open it up for you right now. So I'll tell you the next stop and check. This test is just vocabulary and grammar. There is no listening, there is no writing, and there is no speaking. Okay, there is no project. Okay?
Okay, I got it now. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
The stop and check, it's every 3 units or not?
Yeah, in this book here, it's a little different from B1 plus, the previous book, Headway 3. In Headway 3, in Headway 3, we had a stop and check after Unit 4. And then we had another stop and check after Unit 8. So there were 2 stop and checks, right? In, I think, Headway 3, the previous book. Okay, 2 stop and checks and 2 big tests, 2 big exams after Unit 6 and then after Unit 12. Now, in Master B2, the stop and check is after, the first one is after Unit 3, okay? So I waited a little bit because we were in this transition going from Mondays and Wednesdays to Friday. So when we were about to do the stop and check, we were moving to Friday. So I decided to do Unit 4 first, and then by the end of Unit 4, then we would do the first stop and check. Okay, so this test is only about Units 1, 2, and 3. Okay,
Okay.
all right.
But what unit are we in now?
Now, let me show you. We are beginning Unit 5. I think we finished Unit 4, and now we are about to start Unit 5. Okay, let me see here the attendance. Okay, now I'll
Okay.
show you right now. I waited for us to finish Unit 4 so that we could do the first stop and check. Okay, let me just make sure. Let me go here. Just a second. Yes, look, we finished. I don't know if you can see, guys. Can you see? Oh, let me go there. Let me share. I always forget to share the screen. Let me make it a little bigger so you can see. Whenever we change months, whenever we go from one month to another, we have the clear attendance here, of course, right? And I always like to put here the last topic we saw last month. So in the previous month, I usually do that. So the last class we had was Unit 4, pages 32 and 33, Everyday English. So that means we finished Unit 4 last week or last time we were together, okay? All right, Kaina. So we are about to start Unit 5, okay? Before we start Unit 5, then I will have the stop and check, which is going to be on Friday, next Friday, okay? We do the stop and check, and right after that, we start Unit 5 clear, okay? You're welcome. Okie dokie. So back to our stop and check, the original, okay, here. The first exercise, so just um, to brief you, because I'm showing you that, and they can say, oh, how can the teacher show the test? This is not the test you will have. The questions of your digital test or online test will be selected from here, okay? This is the resource, but the source actually. The source is this test, but of course, the questions may be a little different, okay? But basically, this is what we will have, okay? So here we have the first exercise is about general
Teacher,
review. Yes, yes, I'm
uh,
sorry. Thank you. I always
you're
forget.
welcome.
I always forget. Thank you, Lorena. Because here it's so automatic. I just go from one window to the other, and that's okay. But I have to click there. Sorry. So the first activity is about verb tenses. So let's check it out and see. We can try to do only the ones that will really be in our test. Okay, guys? So the first one, complete the conversation between two people who have just met. Use the correct form of the verb in parentheses. So Very simple. The first one, how can we best complete this one here? We have to use the words you and come from.
Came from.
And what about you? We have to use you.
Uh, can we use auxiliary verb?
Yes, it's a question, right?
So
So we
where
should,
did you come from,
okay,
Chris?
let's think about it. Coming from a place is usually something definite. It's not something that we only do in the past and then we don't do anymore. So when I ask questions with come from, I'm usually referring to the present. Okay. So I want to know where Chris is from originally. Okay. So in this case, I usually use the simple present. Okay. So where do you come from, Chris? New York? All right. So let me try to write. I don't know if I'll have the, let me see if they will let me write on it. I don't think so. Yeah, no, they will not let me write here, will they? No. They will just put here something else for me to do. So let me just ignore this and use, I don't like using that, but it's the best one here. So where do you come from? That's the best idea, okay? Simple present. Let me try to eliminate this here. Okay. So number two, no, I, you
Grow
have
up.
to read it. Look at this. Let me give you a tip. Whenever you have a sentence like this, you should read all the sentence until you reach the period. Okay? So read everything, ignoring the spaces, the blanks. So, no, actually, I in Boston, though I here for a long time now. Then I stop. So I can now answer using the appropriate verb. Okay, I understand better. So here, what do you think she said? Actually, I grew up. This is a fact and a fact in the past. So we use the simple past. Okay, I grew up in Boston, though I,
Am.
yes, here, look, we have the verb phrase for a long time now. This expression here, for a long time now, means that I started in the past and I am still doing the same thing. So the action or the fact is still true now. So if the fact is still true now, it started being true in the past at some point. So that entails I should use a perfect form. Okay? And here, the present perfect. Okay? Have is the auxiliary. Yes, I need to use for perfect tenses the auxiliary have or has. Here, yes, I should have. I should use have. So I have, but now look at the main verb. The main verb is the verb to be. So how do I use the verb to be in the past participle? Because to use the perfect tense or simple present perfect simple, I need to use one part, the auxiliary, and the other part, the past participle. Okay? The part of the article has to be have or has only. The part of the main verb is the past participle, which is the third column of the verb list. Regular verbs, they take ed. Irregular verbs, I need to know, right? Because each one has its own form. So here, how do I use the past participle? Ah, very good, Kaina. Been. So let me. Okay, Lorena.
Okay, teacher.
I have been here for a long time now. Okay. In our minds, we read that sentence in the simple present, right? In Portuguese. But in English, we can't do that because I'm talking about an action that started in the past and still happens today. Or I'm talking about a fact that started being true in the past and is still true today. Okay, so in this case, the verb to be. So I have been here for a long time now. Okay, now since I school, in fact, here, period. So here, what indication do I have of the verb tense that I should use? I have the word since, okay? So since is a very important clue that tells me that I'm talking about an action that started in the past and is still true today, okay? So which verb tense should I use there? I'm just marking here the words that indicate I should use a perfect tense. Okay. Very good, Lorena. Congratulations. Very good. That's it. So since I finished school, in fact, how about you? So here, I have been here for a long time now, since, usually after since, I use a marker in the past. I use a time in the past. So let me give an example here, okay? I've been in Rio since 2006 or I think 2005. Yeah, I've been in Rio since 2005. This sentence here, I know I should use the present perfect because I started in 2005 and I'm still here. I came to Rio in 2005. If I had to complete the sentence, I would put, for example, okay? So here, I'm going to put the verb in the present perfect because I have an indication here, since 2005, okay? All right, So I would have to use this form here. Okay. Which is just the contraction, okay, guys? I've been in Rio since 2005, but what happens after? Hi, Marcus, good evening. Good to see you, Marcus. So what happens after since? Here, what do I have? Oh, hi, good to see you, Marcus. Oh, are you at work? Yes? Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Welcome, Marcus. We're just reviewing some verb tenses, okay? So what do I use after since? Because since is part of a time phrase, a time expression, okay? What I use in the sentence with this time expression is a perfect tense, but since is part of a time expression. I usually indicate the exact time something happened. Okay, so here the time was 2005. And here, what was the exact time? So
In fact,
here, since imagine if I could put a year, I would put here since 2004 or since da da da. So which verb should I use here so that I can create the sentence here in the present perfect? So since I finished, okay? Since I finished school, in fact. Because here, Lorena, even though I understand that in a sentence with since, I need to use the present perfect, but I don't use the present perfect in the since phrase. The phrase that takes since is an indication of a point in the past. And the point in the past is when I finished school, the simple past. Do you understand?
yes, teacher. I
Yes?
think,
Yeah.
because we need a time when
Mm-hmm.
something finished.
Started. Yeah. When something
Yeah,
started, when something finished. Yeah. If I create a timeline here, for example, suppose I create a timeline here, and then here in the middle we have the present, okay? And then here we have the past and the future. So when I say since I finished school, it's more or less here, for example, okay? Suppose this is the time, okay? Oh, I'm using the, so here, look, this one here is the time when I finished school. That's when I started living here, actually, okay? Oh my goodness. Okay, so here I started living. So he says here, no, actually I grew up in Boston, though I've been here in New York for a long time now, since I finished school. So this is the point in time. I finished school in Boston, then I moved to New York. And here we have the exact duration. Look, since I moved to Boston, since I finished school, I've been in New York until now. This time here, I cannot use simple past and I cannot use simple present. I have to express this time in the present perfect. Like she said here, look, Chris, though I have been here for a long time now. This is the long time. Since when? Since I finished school. in fact. Okay.
Okay.
Can you
I
understand better now?
understand.
Yes?
Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So let's just do number 5 and number 6, and then we move on to the next topic. Okay. Let's go on. Well, as you probably, from my accent, I'm Australian, from Rockhampton on the Queensland coast. So until now, it's enough to know the verb tense I should use, okay? So which verb tense do you think I should use with the verb to notice?
Simple past.
Simple past, okay. As you probably noticed, okay, from my accent, I'm Australian, from Rockhampton on the Queensland coast. I work in the UK for some time. So you see the same people talking, okay, guys? Sam talking to Chris, okay? I work in the UK for some time. So when a job in New York a short while back, I right away. So I have to read until the next period or full stop. Okay, here a period. What do you think he said in the beginning here? Is he in the UK? Now, is Sam in the UK?
I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
So
teacher.
here, I was looking for work in the UK for some time. So when a job in New York a short while back, what do you think happened? So here he's describing two actions in the past. Can you notice that? He's talking about looking for work in the UK and a job in New York. Two actions. All right? So what happens when I have two actions in the past? I have two possible situations. We can say the past continuous and then the simple past. Or I can say the past perfect and then the simple past. Okay, these are the two situations where I have two actions in the past. One situation, past continuous and then simple past. One action interrupting another that was in progress. The other situation I have to use two verb tenses in the past is when I have past perfect and then simple past. Which one do you think best fits here?
I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. I was looking for work in
Which
the UK.
number, teacher?
Number 6.
I was looking for.
I was looking for work in the UK for some time. So when I
Offered.
I was offered.
I
No.
was offered, yes. Here, he didn't offer a job. He didn't act. He was acted upon. He received the action. So I was offered. Okay.
Passive voice.
Uh-huh, yes.
Okay,
I was
thank you.
offered a job in New York. Hi, good evening, Laura. Good to see you. So, I was looking for work in the UK for some time. So when I was offered a job in New York a short while back, right away,
I flew.
I flew in, okay? I flew
I've
in.
never I've never seen this structure like short while back. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
It's like a while ago. No.
Yeah, a short while ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What's the difference?
No, there's not a big difference
Difference.
actually. No, it's just formal and informal. A short while back is more informal.
It's more informal.
Yeah,
Short
inf
while back.
short while back. Yeah.
Informal. Oh, I thought that it was formal.
No, no, it's informal.
Okay. It's a casual.
Casual, yeah, sure.
Okay.
So
Thank
here,
you.
as you can see, guys, how many actions do we have in this sentence? We have one, two, until the period, okay? Until we get to the period. 1, 2, and 3. 3 actions in the past. So, do you think we should just use I was looking for work in the UK for some time? Do you think the past continuous is the best option there? Because he was looking for, look, he was looking for a job, he was looking for work in the UK, and then he was offered a job in New York. So, which action happened first? Looking for a job or being offered a job in New York? Looking for a job, that happened first. So first, he looked for work in the UK for some time. So it was a progressive action. After that, he was offered a job in New York. So here, I would rather use past perfect continuous instead of past perfect simple, okay? I had been looking for work in the UK for some time. So when I was offered a job in New York a short while back, I flew in right away. Then we have a sequence of events. Okay. So what happened to you before you were offered a job in New York? What happened? Oh, before I was offered a job in New York, I was looking for work in the UK. All right. I'm asking you a question about what you did before. Okay, I was looking for work in the UK. But when I construct the sentence and I put in a paragraph, it's better for the listener or the reader to understand that one action happened before another action actually took place. So I had been looking for work in the UK for some time. So when I was offered a job in New York a short while back, I flew in right away. Okay. So in this case, I'm showing what I had been doing before everything here happened. Okay. You get it,
Okay.
guys? Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, in English, we have this difference, right? We put the past in a sequence, all right? We usually tend to do that in English. And ever since then, look, another indication of present perfect. Find somewhere to live. So ever since then, look, this is an indication of a situation that happened in the past and is still true today. So ever since then, I find
Have
somewhere.
tried.
I have tried to find somewhere to live, or if you want to emphasize, I have been trying. You use the present perfect continuous. Okay, because it gives you an idea of something that is kind of boring, but you're still doing. So we use the continuous tense. either to make a complaint, to complain about something, to talk about actions that are boring, right? To criticize something. So the present, the continuous tense in general, not only the present continuous, is not only used to describe an action that you are doing now at the moment, it's also used to talk about boring, um, irritating actions that have been going on, right? And situations that have been going on for some time but hasn't been solved. So then we prefer to use the continuous tense instead of the present simple or the present perfect simple, right? So here he's talking about a situation, and a situation that has not been solved yet. He has been trying to find somewhere to live, all right, since he flew to New York. So he still hasn't found, all right? So I don't know if you can get the feeling of that. It's usually something, negative, okay? Or when you are talking about something exhausting like running, suppose, right? You meet a friend, you bump into a friend, and this friend is running, okay? Then you say, hey, you look tired. What have you been doing? Oh, I've been running since 8 o'clock this morning. He will not say, I have run. He will not say that. He will say, I've been running since 8 o'clock this morning, to give an idea of something extraneous, something tiresome, something, I've been doing exercise. So
Yes.
that's the idea. That's when I use the present perfect continuous instead of the present perfect simple. And here it's a situation, right? Like I've been trying to find somewhere to live. Okay. So, all right. Let me put here. Yes. Okay, guys. So everything is perfect. We can go on and do all the others, but I think we will consume most of our class time. And I want to show you some other aspects of our test. So just so you have an idea, you may have in your test sentences like that, but not in a story like this one, in a dialogue. No, it will be something simpler. Okay, with the necessary indicators for you to choose one tense or the other. Okay, so don't worry, but it's nice to know, for example, in a dialogue or in a story, which one to use, because in the Cambridge examinations, that's how they come up. Yeah, they come up in dialogues like these. Okay. All right, people. So can I close this? Yes.
Yes.
I want to show the summary to the students who arrived later, and so they know. Let me clear the annotations. I can send you this file if you want, but I cannot post this file on Google Classroom. I'll have to send it over to you via WhatsApp. Okay. So
Okay, of course.
you don't mind? All right. So let me clear my annotations. So you can try and do the activities, right? And I can also send you the answer key so you can check your answers without waiting, because during the week we may not have a chance to get in touch. So I will send you the answer key as well. Okay. All right, guys. So as you can see here, it will be verbs in general, then active or passive. All right, guys. Simple and continuous, the difference. Okay. And narrative tenses. We saw that in Unit 3. And finally, here we have some phrasal verbs, okay? The ones I showed you there. And some of them, the difference between do and make. Yeah, there will be an exercise about that. Look, write do or make for each group of words, okay? So I think the best way for you to study is to send the file right away after we finish today, and I'll send you the answer key so you can get a better picture, okay? And then here we have the compound words, okay? How to form compound words that will make sense, okay? There you go. Some questions for you to complete with the combination of A and B, all right? Okie dokie, but don't worry, in your digital test or online test, it will not be anything like this in terms of length, because this is too much. Okay, guys, they have a lot of
Okay,
exercises here.
teacher.
So this is only for you to practice. Okie dokie, let me open the file so you can have the topics. Let me just share with you here. Okay, Marcus, Lorena, before you go, here I put the summary of the topics you need to check out and the pages, okay? This file is posted for you on Google Classroom. You can all have access to it. It's already there, okay? Here I also wrote down the phrasal verbs, okay? That will be in your test, and here the page for you to study. If you don't have the page, don't worry, okay? I can send you the copy of these specific pages for you where you have the grammar point, okay? Don't worry. Here we have do and make, and then compound words, and that's it. No big deal, okay? All right, guys, to help you study a little bit more, let me go over to our Google Classroom page and we can see the next topic. Let me just go here. All right. Can you see the Google Classroom page? Yes?
Yes.
Great. So back to your page, I've already shown you the verb tenses, different ways, right? Different verb tenses, active and passive. Here we have confused verbs, verbs that we usually confuse, like make and do. I posted a file here for you, so you can see how to form phrases correctly, because some words they just collocate better with do and some others they collocate with make. So it's a matter of collocation, really, because both verbs have the same idea, the meaning is the same, but we need to respect the right collocation. Okay, guys, so we use do mostly for work, jobs, and tasks. Okay, let me just, yeah, I'm making sure now I'm opening I'm showing you the right sentence, the right file, and the window I'm checking is the same as you are. So we use do for work, sorry, jobs and tasks, like do the housework, do your homework, do a good job, do your chores. You'd never say make your homework. No, that doesn't collocate. You do your homework, okay? Oh, I need to do some homework, okay? Non-specific activities like do something, do nothing, do anything, do everything, all right? Okay, so I want to do nothing this weekend. I want to relax, my dream. So replace verb when obvious. So do your hair, do the dishes, do the exam, do the laundry. We use that a lot when we talk about activities that, the verb is obvious, right? And then instead of using the verb, we use do, okay? Of course, we know it's wash the dishes, but it's more common to say do the dishes, right? So, oh, I have to do the dishes like every day, you know. Food, drink, and meals. So then we use make. When we are involving food, then it's different. Make a cake, make breakfast, make dinner, make a cup of coffee. Come on, go ahead, make some popcorn. Okay, you make food, drinks, and meals, right? Another way, another situation when we use make, when we talk about product, material, or origin, made of gold, made from grapes, made in China. We all know that, right? Yeah, made in Taiwan, made in China, made in Hong
Yeah,
Kong.
very common.
Very common, right? Made by me. Okay. Wow, this is so self-centered. Produce a reaction. So make your eyes water or make your mouth water. It's not here, but we can also say that. It's making my mouth water. It's when you see something you really want to eat and you can't. Make you happy, make you sleepy, make you smile. Plans and decisions. You make arrangements, you make a decision, you make a choice, you make a plan. And speaking in sounds, when I'm referring to speaking in sounds, make a noise, make a comment. So, would you like to make a comment? You make a comment, make a speech, and make a suggestion, right? So this is related to speaking and to sounds, all right? Um, there is another one that is not here when I use, um, let me see, because we say that a lot, make mistakes. We all make mistakes, right? And I was trying to find a category to fit make mistakes, right? I don't know, maybe because it has to do with not here, but a decision, maybe. I don't know where it fits, but we say that a lot, make mistakes. Okay, guys, just want to include that. But more or less, they tried to divide, okay, do and make in terms of topics or situations. But of course, guys, the best way to really learn this is by practicing, okay? So here, I have a fill in the blank for us to do. Let's see if I can open so we can do it right now. Because there will be a question, a part of your task about do and make, okay? So let's take a look at the sentences there. Can you see that? Yes? So
Yes.
let's try to do now, just for fun. Oh, before we do this, let me take a picture because Marcus said he's leaving early. So let me take a picture before you go. Let me just go here, open up just the participants. Let me try to enlarge the screen here. Yay, great. Okie dokie. So I can print screen right from there. All right. So guys, I will try to save the picture here. If you have access to our page on Google Classroom, you can get this file, okay, and start doing. So we just correct, okay? I will save the picture here so that I don't lose it because I'm printing. Printing screen is a little boring because if you get distracted, you forget to save, you just lose it after some time, okay? Okay. Let me save that. Sorry about it, guys. Just for the sake of recording your attendance here. Nowadays, a lot of things have changed. I don't know if you noticed, right? But we have to do a lot of checking, rechecking pictures and everything. So we need to do that. Okay. Just a second. I'm just saving here. Today is May 7th. Great. Awesome. Okie dokie, people. I think I'm back, but I don't know if I'm sharing. Am I sharing? Yeah. Here I'm sharing. Okay. So let's see the first one, guys. Mr. Hill would rather housework than watch television today. Which one should I use? Make or do?
Good.
Yes, do. Very good, Marcus. Do housework. Excellent. Let me see if I can use my annotation here. It's better. Okay. Awesome. Next one, number 2. Take a look at the sentence and then try to. Can you see? Is it okay for you or is it too small?
It's
Here,
okay, teacher.
it's
Make
okay.
a birthday cake.
Perfect. Perfect. It's food. Okay. So, all right. Make a birthday cake. Okay. Number 3.
To make.
Look,
I
the
think
washing
it's
up. Do, yes.
Do.
It's a job. It's a task. Remember, when I'm referring to jobs, to tasks, we do. Like, yeah, we do the washing up or we do the dishes, okay? It's another way to say the same thing. Number 4, David wants to a phone call, but he can't because the line is busy.
Do.
No.
Make.
Make. Yes. You make a phone call.
Oh.
Yes. This is something kind of abstract, I would say, like make mistake, make a phone call. These are abstract things. So we use make for that. Number 5, George is going to an important exam this Monday.
To do.
To do, yeah. Great. We do exams. Number 6, scientists should more research.
Do.
Do. Very good, Marcus. Excellent. It's a job. It's a task, right? It's something you do. So you do research, okay? Number 7, if you
Do.
do morning exercises regularly, you will feel better, okay? It's a task. Number 8, if I had a real treasure map, I would a fortune. This is something abstract. A fortune is something abstract, even though the thing you get is something real, but it's an expression, right? So when it's something abstract, what do I use?
Make.
Make, yes. We use the same verb to talk about make money, right? How do you make money? How do you make money? Make money, make a fortune, make profit. So all these money related phrases, we use the verb make, okay? That's something nice to notice. So number 9, Harry feels very happy because he will some business with the Chinese.
You.
Do, yes, very good, Marcus. Do some business. Here, you might ask, oh, but this is abstract. Do business? But I'm referring here to something related to job, right? So whenever we talk about jobs and tasks, we use do. So do some business. It's like do some negotiations, do some, so, all right. I think I have to clear the annotations to move the page down. Can I clear? You can print screen. Yes, I will clear. Okay, guys. Anyway, you have a copy of this paper there. All right, let's go. We have 21. Okay, guys, and then we have the answer key. Okay, so let's move on to number 10. I wish my best friend Stephen didn't make some such jokes. It really disturbs me. Yeah. Here, it's in the idea of, with the idea of creation, right? So, okay. Make such jokes, create such jokes, right? Number 11.
Make.
Make. Great. Make predictions. That's something abstract. Number 12.
Do.
Do the shopping. Yeah. It's a task. It's something we do. It's like a chore, something you have to do at some point, right? So you do the shopping, you do the dishes, you do the laundry, okay? But there is an exception. You make your bed. Yeah. When you talk about your bed, like organizing your bed, putting it in a very neat condition, right? So you make your bed. Usually when you wake up in the morning, you get up, you should make your bed, okay? That's an exception to household chores, okay? Number 13, Jason is going to do a project to save the fish species in the city lake. Yes, do a project or make a project. Guys, I'm having second thoughts here. What do you think?
Make.
So what's the meaning of project? Let's think about it.
Trabalho.
Yeah, it's like something for school, right?
Yes.
So whenever we talk about that, we can get a little bit confused, right? So he's going to do a project or make a project. What do you think? Because he will create something. Yeah, here it involves creation, it involves elaboration. So he will elaborate a project to save the fish species in the city lake. Even though it may seem to us that we are talking about a job or a task, here we are emphasizing the idea of creation. Okay, elaboration. So when you elaborate something, you usually use make. All right, guys. So Jason is going to make a project to save. Okay, I think that matches better. Now, number 14. Fred is planning to. That's tricky.
To do?
To do a graduation speech. We can use do if we are talking about it as a task. Okay, who's going to do it? Oh, Fred is. Okay.
Because he's planning. Planning is making, but
Fred is planning to make a graduation speech, but he doesn't feel ready. Yeah. You make the speech, but then to present the speech, the act of presenting is you do, right? Actually, you're presenting, you're doing it. So I would rather go for do instead of make, even though before you do it, you need to make, right? You need to prepare the speech. So he doesn't feel ready. I don't know what they are actually relating or referring to the act of presenting or referring to the act of preparing a speech. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, I've already taken the picture, Marcus. Thank you so much. I've already done it. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you here. Oh, how nice. I love seeing you. Oh, that's so good, Marcus. Thanks so much for turning the camera on. I love seeing you. How is your baby? Is he
bem.
okay? Yeah? Okay. Oh, give him a big kiss. All right? Thank you so much for being here. You are very special. Okay? Thank you. How
Bom,
nice. Oh, that's great. So let's go, guys. So Fred is planning to let's stick with make a graduation speech, but he doesn't feel ready. Let's stick to make. What do you think? Does everybody agree? What do you think, guys?
Uh, to make, I don't know,
Okay,
teacher.
let's go with that. Let's go with that. Okay, let's stick to make a graduation speech. All right, because it means elaboration, right? So number 15, it's good. Oh, sorry, it's fun for the Gordon to, that's easy.
Do
Look, it's food.
make.
Yeah, that one is very simple. It's food. You make breakfast. Remember, we use make with meals, food in general, drinks, right? So make breakfast. Number 16. My granny never forgets to. Here, this is the category of obvious. Remember, obvious verbs. So this one is do. Do my hair every morning before school. Okay. To do your hair is the same as to brush your hair, to make a hairdo, you know. So do your hair. 17. You will need some tools before you
You
some garden.
do
Do some gardening.
do
Yeah. Do some gardening. Very nice. It's a task. Okay. It's like a job. Number 18, the mayor will an announcement.
do
It's very similar to graduation speech. Um,
make
yes, relation. Pay attention, guys. Words related to speaking. Remember, we saw in the file, in the previous file, when we talk about speaking, sound, we use make. So the same idea we used here, we're going to use here. Make a speech, make an announcement. It has to do with speaking, right? So it makes sense to use make, all right? So okay, Lorena, because it has to do with speaking. All right. Put this in,
okay,
yeah,
teach.
keep this in mind. When you're talking about speaking, a speaking activity or a sound you make. Okay.
Okay.
So number 19, do you know how to, yeah,
Make
make?
Make.
Yes, congratulations. Very good. This is a drink. Turkish coffee is a drink. So make. All right. Now let's see the next one. So let me see. I'll have to move here a little bit. So I will, yeah, I will move the answers, but that's okay. Number 20. The girls feel sad because they don't know how to
do
do
Do.
their, yes, do their homework. Oh man, what have I done? Okay. Sorry, guys. I think I clicked on the wrong place. So here, do. Okay. do their homework. All right. Number 21, Mr. Martin is very upset because his company can't
Make.
very nice, make any profit. Here we are talking about money. So relations, whenever we talk about money situations or anything related to money, we use make, okay? Make profit, make money, make a fortune. All right, people? Okay, let's correct. Did you take notes? Did you put the numbers there on your notebook? Because I don't remember the answers we gave. I just know here, I think. Oh, now I can't. I'll have to clear the annotations. But anyway, let's see and check it out. Wow, look what happens. All right, so let's check it out. I'll just clear my annotations and say, okay, they have the numbers. So please try to see if the things are okay. The first one, do, make, do, and then so on and so forth. I will not read all the answers, but make sure you correct your things. And if you have some time this week, do this exercise again, all right? See if you get it, okay? So let's see the last ones here. Yes, everything's apparently all right. Okay, people. So try to do the exercise, check your answers after that, okay? Make do is really important. Now let's take a look, guys, at the next topic here, narrative tenses, all right? Let's take a look there. What are narrative tenses? Okay, so here we have tenses that we usually use to tell a story, to tell someone what happened, okay? So these verbs are past simple, past continuous, okay? Let me see if I can share that with you. Yes, I'm sharing. So past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Here, there is a summary, okay? Let me try to make it a little bigger. Yeah, it's okay for me here, but I don't know if it's okay for you. They have like a timeline and they are showing here where probably the thing happened. So here we have the indication of now, okay, the present. And then here we have where we use the past simple, where the action actually happened. Okay, so here, of course, in the past. So the past for regular verbs is formed by the infinitive plus ed. Okay, guys, but irregular verbs, we know they are different. Okay, here, example, I laughed. Somebody, speaking in the present. Oh, I thought it was somebody, but no, you see, it's a small, even here in my screen, it's really small. Speaking in present about one-time situation in the past or a one-time action in the past. Anyway, they will explain a little bit about the form, okay, and what it is. Let's check out the other one. I think the other one is better. Yeah, this one is better, I think. So you have there past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and also past perfect continuous, which is not here, but it's also a narrative tense. Okay, guys, so make sure you take a look at this, okay? Let's do some exercises on that. Yes, let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's practice. Let me open up our test here. Okay, let's go. So here we have the test. Yay, here we go. Look, can you see that? Yeah, narrative
Yeah.
tenses. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. So I guess this is the best way to do it because the sentences are clear, they are short, it's not a dialogue or a story, so it's better to do this way. So let's see the first one. We on the beach when it to rain. So
We were
yeah, great.
sitting.
Sitting. We were sitting on the beach. Yeah, past
Sitting.
continuous.
When it started
Very
to
good.
rain.
Uh-huh. Perfect. Usually, guys, when I use narrative tenses, I'm telling a story or I'm telling someone what happened. And it's very common to use this combination of past continuous and simple past because I'm saying I'm describing, right? I'm describing the situation. Oh, I was walking down the street when this man asked me the time, or I was reading a book when the lights went out. Okay, and then you put this suspense, this, oh, okay. Or I was watching TV when my ex-husband called me. Like, oh my God. Okay, guys. So it's usually like that. You're narrating, right? So this combination is one of the most popular. Okay. Okay. Number two, Simon give back the money. He a week earlier. Now here, I'm just telling someone that Simon paid the money back, right? So let's see how we organize this.
Gave back
Gave back. Okay, great.
the money
Uh-huh.
he had borrowed.
He had borrowed.
Had. Okay.
Yes. Uh-huh. Why had and not have? We know that have borrowed is present perfect. And we use the present perfect to talk about a past situation that either hasn't finished or happened as a result of something else or happened in a time that is not really definite. Like, for example, if I say I'm talking about life experiences, I can say, oh, I have been to New York a couple of times. I have been to New York a couple of times. So I'm telling you that I have this experience in my life, and I'm not saying when I went to New York. So I use the present perfect first when I'm talking about something that happened in the past, but I'm not saying when. And I also use the present perfect to talk about an action that has a result in the present. Example, suppose I decide to dye my hair blue, okay? That's radical. And when you see me here in your meeting, you say, "Hey, what have you done? Your hair looks blue." And I say, "Oh yeah, I dyed it yesterday." Right? So what have you done? Why what have you done and not what did you do? Because you can see the result. You were shocked by the result, for example, and you don't know what happened. So the question goes automatically to present perfect. Oh my God, what have you done? Okay, look at your hair. Your hair is blue. Okay, or if somebody gets hurt,
Okay.
yeah, that's the situation. When somebody gets hurt, for example, and then you see the person wearing a cast, right? And then you go like, hey, what have you done to your arm? What happened? What happened can be the simple past, but what have you done is usually asked as well, right? To say that, look, this is the result of what happened. So what have you done to your arm? Okay, what happened? So here, the present perfect doesn't really fit because I'm talking about two actions in the past. Look, and one action happened before the other. So what happened first? First, he borrowed. Okay, so he borrowed the money a week earlier. After he borrowed, a week later, he gave it back. So here it's a typical situation of sequencing in the past. Two actions, one happening before the other, okay? The first action goes to the past perfect tense, and the last action, the most recent, in the simple past, okay?
Okay, I understand.
Yes, usually I give this example to my students. Look, oops, sorry. When I arrived at the airport, comma, the plane had already, I always put already in this case because I emphasize the fact that the action happened before I arrived, okay? So I like to give this example here. When I arrived at the airport, the plane had already left. Here I have clearly two actions in the past. Suppose I have this for you to complete. And here we have in parentheses already, and then the verb to leave, okay? So when I arrived at the airport, the plane had already left. I need to use the past perfect because I understand that I missed the plane, or that the person who is speaking missed the plane. What happened first? The plane left or I arrived? What happened first? The plane,
All right.
I arrived first and then the plane left, or the other way around?
The other way, the other way.
Ah, okay. So first the plane left.
The plane gone.
Yes, the plane took off. First thing. After that, I arrived. So sad. I missed the plane. I missed my flight. Now only tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
So what happened first? The plane left. And what happened later? I arrived. So the plane left goes to the past perfect. Okay. So when I arrived at the airport, the plane had already left. This is what I have to put there. Okay.
Okay. And now I'm crying.
Oh, yes, exactly. Very good. Now I'm crying. Exactly. Okay, guys. So this is what I have to put there. Here, I have a situation like this. Okay, Simon gave back the money. Yeah, simple past. He gave back the money. The money he had borrowed a week earlier. The money he had borrowed. Okay, so two actions in the past. All right. Now, number 3.
Yeah, teacher.
Number 3. Oh, this is typical. While. While is typical of continuous. Okay. So look at that. While I,
Was shopping.
yes, of course. This is the same thing, the same pattern of unit one, of question one. The same pattern. Something was in progress when something else happened. Okay. So while I was shopping in the store, my purse. So now be careful. Here I'm talking about my purse. Okay. So I need to I'm going to use the simple past, of course, but it's not active. It's passive.
Had been
Was
stolen.
Was
stolen.
was
Stole.
stolen. Yeah. Here is the simple past passive. Okay, guys. I use the verb to be in the simple past and I use the past participle of the main verb because I'm not talking about what I did. I'm talking about what happened to my purse. My purse suffered the action. So I can't use here, while I was shopping in the store, my purse stole. How can my purse steal something? No, my purse was stolen. It suffered the action. Okay, guys? So here, because of the situation, I have to use the passive voice, but still the passive voice in the simple past. Okay, because it's the same pattern of the first sentence. Something continuous when something else happened and kind of interrupted. Okay, so here continuous and then interruption, continuous interruption, continuous interruption. Now this interruption can be in the active voice or in the passive voice. You have to just see the subject, all right? If the subject can actually do something or if the subject suffers something. In this case, the purse, my poor purse, can't do anything, right? Only hold my money. So I have to use the passive voice. Okay, guys, can you get it? Yeah? So let's do just one more, just number 4, and then we will move on to another topic, okay? Because I want to cover a little bit of each topic. I also want to do the do and make here with you guys. So let's just go over to number 4 and then we stop there, okay? So number 1, any emails yesterday because my computer. So the first one, indication, yesterday. So simple past, negative. Oh, here we have can. Both of them. So here, look, can. What is the past of can? Could. Could. In the negative, couldn't. Yes. You see, couldn't. So I couldn't send. So it's the simple past anyway. Okay, guys. I couldn't send. Yes, very good. I couldn't send any emails yesterday because my computer, 2 actions in the past.
Was crashed.
Crashed.
Crashed is the simple past because my computer crashed. In informal conversations, I can say my computer crashed. No problem. But if it's
Has crashed? No.
had crashed, yeah, I have to use the past perfect. Okay. Why? Why am I using the past perfect here? Because my computer crashed first, and then I couldn't send any emails. Here, I'm really signaling, I'm really showing what happened first and what happened next. First, my computer crashed. Then I couldn't send any emails. Like I said before, in colloquial conversation, I would be understood if I said, oh, I couldn't send any emails yesterday because my computer crashed. Okay, everybody would understand. But in a test, we have to really see the difference and show the difference. Okay, so here I couldn't send any emails yesterday because my computer had crashed. Okay, so you have to go to the pain of using the past perfect to say that first my computer crashed, then I couldn't send any emails. All right, people. Okay. Yes, you got that. Yes, could you understand that?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, I know it's boring to, just to think about it, because in our mind, we go straight on and we put the simple past because it's obvious, right? But then we have to see, why do I have two actions here? Why is there a sentence with two actions in the past? Which one happened first? Then I have to see, oh, okay. So one first and the other one later. Okay, I got it. Right? This is how we have to analyze stuff, right? So people, you will have more fun with this after I send you the file. Okay, guys, so don't worry. And you will also get the answers, all right? No problem at all. And like I said, sometimes they open exceptions, sometimes they are flexible, sometimes they aren't, right? So we always have to pay attention to that and see, okay, yeah, colloquially speaking, I could say my computer crashed. Oh, okay, no problem. But it's a test. Okay. Right. Okay, guys. So let's just eliminate this thing here and this thing here. Okay, and clear the other ones. All right. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, let's see do and make, right? For each group of words, that will be very easy now, okay, guys, because you know about it. So let's see that. We only have 6, okay? So choose do or make for each group of words. That's nice, okay? So the first one, what do you think?
Make.
Make. Now you know, look, make a profit, money, right? Money related. So you can make progress, you can make an effort, okay? Beautiful. Number 2, guys,
Do.
do, okay? Has to
Do.
do with job, work. So do business, do your best, do overtime, all related to job, to work. Number 3,
Make.
yes, very good. Make arrangements, make a decision, make a suggestion. Oh, may I make a suggestion? Okay. Make comments. Remember, we also use make when we talk about speaking, speaking actions or sounds, right? Number 4,
Do.
think better. Look, yourself understood, something clear, a difference.
Make.
Do. No, make.
Make, you make a difference, you make something clear, you make yourself understood. The first one is related to speaking, okay? Am I making myself understood? Okay, so you make yourself understood, all right? The next one. Now this is easy. I gave you the answer. Research, a good job, somebody a favor. It's automatic. It's irresistible. Okay, guys. So the last one is do, of course. Oh, it's not the last one. Okay. Oh, so sad. So I need to clear, okay? Let me clear that so I can move down. All right. Okay, let's go. Number 5. Research, a good job. Okay, you know that. You do,
Do.
okay? You do research, you do a good job, you do somebody a favor. And now, number 6.
Make.
Yes, great. Right? You make a good impression when you cause a good impression. You make a good impression. You make the big time. You make my day. Okay, guys.
Teacher,
Yes.
why is do a good job and make a good impression?
Oh, very nice. You do a good job. I'm talking about job related words. Like when you do something at work or when you do something good, not only at work, but anywhere, okay? At school, for example,
Mhm.
I can say, oh, you did a great job. Congratulations, right? So you did something good. You performed the task well. Okay, so we are talking
Mhm.
about performance. Now, a good impression, it's not necessarily performance, but it's something abstract. It's something that people notice after you maybe do something, of course, to please the person. So it's more abstract. You make a good impression. You create a good impression. You provoke a good impression. So when something has to do with make, in terms of provoke, create, then we use make, right? Like, for example, you make me smile. You make me smile. So you provoke that.
Mhm.
Associate that with provoke. Okay. Oh, you don't make your mother cry. Don't make your mother cry. Don't provoke that. Okay. So I guess this is easier for you to understand the difference. Here, a good job is when you perform. You don't provoke, you perform. You perform a task. You do something. Really, you execute. Let's put it this way: you execute a task. So if you execute well, if you do a good job, then okay, you use the verb do, right? So you also do something when you execute something. So you do. That's why we say, for example, do your exercises, do your homework, because you're executing. You're executing a task. All right, Elora. Okay.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Great. So let me clear that. Okay, let's take a look now at the final part. This is really interesting because this will be also in your test, compound words. This is actually the final part. So let's take a look at that, guys. What are compound words? Words that we form using other words, putting them together, okay? So complete the sentences with one word from each box. Then spell each answer correctly. This is something, okay, you need to pay attention to that because here it's a written test. You have to write, but in your online test, you will probably have to choose from a multiple choice question the best answer, okay? Let's see here. We have a lot of words there, right? So let's see the sentences first. The best thing. Bring up, because we only have 2 beds. So what do you need? And as you can see,
Bag?
a sleeping bag. Very nice. Great. So you see, it's much easier to see the sentences first, so you can kind of even come up with the word than just going to the boxes and trying to form words. Okay. So you know here it's a sleeping bag. So here you go. All right. Now, number 2, I work in Singapore, but the company is in Shanghai.
I don't know.
Look, you should use this word here, head. Usually we refer to the central office of a company as headquarters. Headquarters is more common in the United States, but we can also call that by a different name because we don't have quarters here. We have head, but we don't have quarters.
Headway.
No.
Head office.
Head office. Very good. Excellent. Very good, Elora. Head office. So here, when it's headquarters, we put them together, but head office, I think we can leave it like this, separate, but I'll check that for you, okay? Number 3, when I first moved abroad, I was very, but I'm used to it now.
Junk food.
No, look, I'm, that's funny. But yeah, I ate a lot of junk food for sure. But how did I feel the first time I moved abroad? How did I feel?
Sick. Sick?
Homesick. Yes.
Homes.
Homesick.
Oh, I have to put together 2 words.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You have to get a word from box A and a word from box B. Like, for example, here you saw the words sleeping. Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can do that. Yeah. Here we have sleeping, and then here we had the word bag. Okay. Then we had head, and the other one office. Here. Head office. Homesick.
And the last is.
Yes. Homesick. Where are you? Here. Okay. Right? In some cases, the compound words, they stay separate, but they have one meaning. And in some other examples, they have to go together, like homesick. Homesick is a single word. All right. Let's see number 4. Designing popular can make you very wealthy.
Open. I don't know.
I think it has to do with computers.
Oh, wealthy. I thought that you said health.
No, wealthy. Yes.
Okay, wealthy.
Wealthy is the same as very rich.
Computer.
Yeah.
Software?
Computer software. That's right. Yeah. Computer software. All right. Two separate words. All right, let's do one more only. We heard the and everyone ran out of the building.
Fire alarm, sei lá.
Yes, Lorena, very good. The fire alarm.
Fire alarm.
Yeah, fire
Okay.
alarm. Okay,
Fire alarm.
great, excellent. Now I will move down. Actually, no, I will try to open the key here for you so you can see. I have the answer key here. Let me see where I put the key. Oh yeah, right here. I will try to see the answer key. Let me share that with you guys. Oh yeah, here. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to send you so you can study this file better. All right. You can see, you can do the exercises, and then you can check your answers. All right. So here
Yes,
it's,
please, teacher.
yes, I will, definitely. Okay. Look,
Okay.
sleeping bag, head office, homesick, computer software, fire alarm. All right. The ones that we've done so far. Okay, guys. So here are the other ones that you should also study. All right. But I'll send them right now after class. Okay,
Teacher,
guys.
what is homesick?
Homesick, who knows? Who can tell me?
It's like disease?
No. It's like when you miss home. Like when you are somewhere else and you miss your home. For example, if you go to the country or to a different place, then you start missing your home where you live. Then it's homesick. This feeling of, you know,
Okay, thank
missing
you.
home, homesick. You're welcome.
Great, awesome, very good,
Thank you,
kind of. Exactly, right? Usually that happens when you spend a long time away from home, right? And then you miss your pet, you miss your family, okay? So guys, thank you so much for coming. I think we managed to see almost everything. We haven't seen the phrasal verbs, but you can study them in the, here, look. The file I will send you has some exercises on the phrasal verbs that you were supposed to know, and you will have the answers to that. So it will help you study, okay? You don't need to worry much about it. We took a look at the verb tenses because these ones, I think it's nice to have an explanation, a better approach. So I decided to show you that. Active and passive, right? The simple and the continuous, you saw that we can use, especially in the past, we have this combination of simple past and simple continuous and vice versa. They usually come together, right? But for extra practice, you can also check page number 12, okay, guys? And then the other pages are here. This material, this file I'm showing you is posted on your Google Classroom account here. You just go there and you can get it. Here you have the phrasal verbs you need to know, the thing about do and make, and finally those compound words, all right? And this is where you will find them, okay, in your book, if you have them, if you have the book. If not, just doing the exercises I'm sending you now will do, okay? But it's always nice to study more and have more examples. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for coming. It was a great pleasure having you here today. Sorry for the excessive talking. Sorry for talking too much, but today was review. So I wanted to give you all I could. So
Yeah, no problem.
It was nice practicing our listening.
oh, thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, guys. Oh, you make my day. You make my day. You were awesome. And Laura, I was so happy to see you here today, as much as all the others. You were amazing. Take care, okay, guys? Next class, then on Friday, we have our test. And don't worry, I'll be sending you the file for you to study. Oh, Laura, don't make me cry. Oh man, you make me cry all the time. How can that be? Oh, I have to go.
Have a nice weekend,
You
teachers.
too. Bye bye. Take
See you
Teacher.
next
care.
Yeah,
time.
Teacher,
bye-bye.
our picture.
Bye bye. I love you. Bye.